This video is brought to you by Jewel of the Indigo Isles, written by Paizo veterans Patrick Rennie, Ron Lundeen, and Linda Zayas Palmer. Jewel of the Indigo Isles includes 7 new playable ancestries and enough adventure to take players from 1st to 11th level. Order now at battlezoo.com. Hey everybody, Dave here with something a little bit different and special for the day. We're going to be taking a look at the new Pathfinder Absalom City of Lost Omens Gold Edition from our friends at Beetle and Grimm's. If that name Beetle and Grimm sounds familiar, they're the company that produces the Complete Character Chronicles that I featured on this channel a couple of weeks ago, and they were kind enough to send me one of their brand new Absalom City of Lost Omens Gold Edition so that I could show it off on the channel and show all you fine folks out there what you're going to get in this box. Now, I do want to just go ahead and just rip the band-aid off right at the start. Yes, this is a $350 product. They've positioned themselves into a bit of a niche market in the tabletop RPG community in that they offer really high quality accessories for tabletop role-playing games, but along with that high quality is going to come a premium price as well. So with all that in mind, let's go ahead and dig into this and see what we have. Now, this box when it was sent to me was actually just a little bit over 15 pounds. So it's certainly not a light product. And when it arrives, you can see it comes in a couple of different sections. First off, we've got a Pickled Imp Antiques and Keepsakes shopping bag. I'm assuming that the Pickled Imp is one of the 10,000 shops that exist in the Absalom setting. And so yeah, we have a branded Pickled Imp bag. And then we have a couple of different bubble wrap sections. And we also have in the back there a tube for maps. So I'm just going to pull out the tube first and let you get a look at the tube. It is a pretty darn big, thick map tube, and it's not your just plain Jane brown mailing tube. They actually have it branded on the outside. It's the map vault for Absalom City of Lost Omens. I'm just going to set this aside for now, but I'll come back to looking at the maps when I have a little more free table space. And we have 2 bubble wrapped sections, so I'm just going to pull the smaller one out first. Alright, looks like I can just free this out by hand. No need for the knife yet. And wrapped in some tissue paper is a set of drink coasters from the Tri-Stripe Society. Wooden drink coasters with a badger on it, and it says Tri-Stripe Society. Again, I have to confess, I am not an expert on the Absalom City of Lost Omens setting. I'm going to assume that that is a significant society in the city, and it looks like we've got, what, we've got four wooden drink coasters in a nice wooden container there. And this last piece should be the main box of goodies. And I can definitely say that that box is where the bulk of those 15 pounds are coming from. It's a pretty heavy box. Alright, so there's the main piece, the main box. And it looks like the box itself is not sealed beyond the bubble wrap, so we should be able just to lift the lid here and get a look at some of the cool stuff inside. So first off, we have Absalom City of Lost Omens Gold Edition. A little message from Bill, Charlie, John, Matthew, and Paul. The Matthew in that, if you're not familiar with Beetle and Grimm, is Matthew Lillard, the actor. He has been an actor for a while. Probably his most popular films were in the late 90s, early 2000s. He's either the reason why you hated the Wing Commander movie or loved the Scooby-Doo movies. But, yeah, he is a hardcore RPG enthusiast. And Beetle and Grimm, I think he's either the Beetle or the Grimm in that. All right, let's just see what we got here. Another piece of bubble wrap to keep everything nice and safe. And off the bat, we've got 2 bags. So one's red, this is Beetle and Grimm's. Let's see what we've got in here. We have a Beetle and Grimm's a coin. It looks like it's got the Eye of Eridan, the seal of Absalom on it. Factum Perfectio Premium. My Latin is pretty rusty, but I think that might mean like work perfection at a premium. Somebody out there can correct me in the comments. City of Lost Umas. So yeah, this must be a commemorative coin for this set. And this nice little red bag that I can use for dice or little colored beads for tracking spell effects and stuff like that. And then we have a white bag. It's got a seal on it. I guess I assume that represents the city of Absalom, although I'm not super familiar with that exact image. Oh, and we've got some coins in here in a little Ziploc bag. Let me open this. Okay, so let's see what kinds of coins we've got here. Looks like we have an assortment of coins. I'm going to say they're probably a little bigger than a dime, I think. And so these are probably representing the city's copper pieces and gold pieces. I'm going to say these maybe are gold pieces here, and these are probably silvers and a copper. And it's got the Eye of Eridan on the other side. This has, I think that's maybe, that's a lion, and then the eye on the other side looks like a sphinx with some writing on it, and the eye on the other side. And that's clearly the image of Eridan, the dead god, who founded Absalom on one side of the copper, and the eye on the other. So these are likely to represent the different coins you're going to find as you adventure through Absalom. So let me put these back in their bag. And now it looks like we have a couple of pins. And I'm guessing this is a badge for maybe the law enforcement in Absalom. I do not play or GM Agents of Edgewatch, but I understand that Adventure Path takes place largely in the city of Absalom, if not entirely. But maybe this is a badge you could give to your player who is a police officer there. And then we have, looks like, was it the Ouroboros, or however you pronounce it, a snake that's eating its own tail that represents time and infinity. Got a badge, or not a badge, it's not something you can pin on, but some manner of token. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe one of the included adventurers is dealing with this as a MacGuffin. And when your players find said MacGuffin, you can actually award them a literal physical piece at the table, instead of just saying, hey, you know, write on your character sheet that you found the MacGuffin. And here we have another pin-on badge of some sort with, looks like an eye with a star in it. Again, I am not exactly sure off the top of my head what it represents, but that's why we have an entire box here to explain the entire wealth of information that's included in the City of Lost Omens. Okay, so this is chonky, and I'm guessing these are probably NPC cards. So let me open this up real fast. Yeah, so I think that's what these are. These are the different NPC cards, and if you have gone through the hardback book of City of Lost Omens, you know, there are I don't even want to guess how many NPCs are included in the book, but these apparently are cards that you can use at the game table, so that when your players encounter an NPC, you don't just have to describe them. You can hold it up and say, "This is the person you're meeting with. It is Scion Lord Kaledo of House Morilla." And then on the back, I assume you show your players the front, and on the back, you've got some information for yourself and some pertinent mechanical information as well. And I'm going to hazard a guess that I'm going to guess that every single NPC that's included in the NPC section is included here. Now, they all look like, real high quality images. Oh, wait a second, these open up. I didn't notice that the other one opened up. Now, I'm not sure why they open up, but I guarantee you there is a reason why these open up. But on the front is an image of the NPC, and on the back, it gives you some information about them. Alright, cool. So those are the NPC cards. I'm going to guess that these are the corresponding location cards, so let me open these up. Okay, location cards look like they're in the same format. Just like the NPCs, there's a million storefronts and temples and keeps and the ship or shipwreck, I think, yeah, the Flotsam Graveyard are all included here. And again, you could show your players the front side. On the back, it's got more mechanical information for you. And this is something that I called out in my review of the book that I really liked, that each location has corresponding NPCs that can be found there. And so those would reference to their names on the NPC cards to give you more information about who they are and what they might be doing at this location. But this is the Chilaxian Embassy, and it's got all of the traits for that location. Description shows you where it is on the larger map, and again, it is in this folded in half format. Okay, so what else do we have here? Looks like I'm getting into the handouts area, so I might show a couple of these on the camera just for illustrative purposes, but I kind of don't want to show every detail of every one of them, because if they're handouts for the adventures, I don't want to spoil the fun and the surprise of what a player might receive. But I think these handouts, that's the idea. They tie into the adventures, and instead of just telling your players or reading aloud some flavor text, you can literally hand them a physical item out of the box to support the adventure. So here we have a brochure: Become a Citizen of Absalom, help us build a better city. And okay, so it's a like a trifold brochure that breaks down, I guess, if you want to immigrate to the city. It tells you what you need to know about the government and the councils and all that good stuff. Do you want to race? Now accepting applications for Descada. Apply as a full 3-person relay team. Maybe some parkour through the city. Looks like we have some propaganda. The time is nigh. The rich noble houses are keeping down the people of Absalom. There's enough gold and silver for all of us, but it is being unscrupulously hoarded by the evil lords and ladies of Absalom. Join the movement at Cadence Hall this Monday at midday. So, interesting. Rallying the people. Absalom needs Avid. Missing children. Looks like maybe this is a newspaper of sorts that can be handed out to your players. Pathfinder Society Grand Convocation. Another invitation for the Pathfinder Society members. Alright, so here, these must be the pre-generated character sheets. Looks like there's another little wrapped thing of cards here. Rumor cards. Absalom rumor cards. That kind of takes me back to the old days of first edition D&D, where there was always rumor tables that you could roll on to see what you hear in taverns and so forth. But, rumor cards. GM, hand to your players the first time they hear one of these rumors. Found on pages 86 to 87. Oh, okay. So when your players hear a particular rumor, you can pull out a corresponding card that they can keep. And it looks like they're all in different typefaces and fonts and probably correspond to the message of the rumor and who might be delivering said rumor. But a great way for your players to keep on top of the things they hear around the city. Now we have Tales from the Warehouse. Beetle and Grimm's Tales from the Warehouse. And these are the 4 side quests, probably one-shot sort of adventures. It doesn't look like it's thick enough for 4 complete adventures. There's a sample of the map for this one. Yeah, I mean, it looks like your standard adventure information. Fun and games. Boardwalk attractions. Oh, that would be a fun distraction for the middle of an adventure. Go on the boardwalk and play some games and have some fun. And next, yeah, this is super heavy. So I think this here is going to be the contents of the original hardback book, but instead of it all being bound in one giant piece, they're separating it out. Maybe each district has their own little book. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of the items here. Guide to the City, pages 1 through 89. Looks like it's a pretty straight conversion of the original book. Is that first major section of the book. Okay. And then the Ascendant Court. So yeah, this is going to be each of the individual districts of each of the individual districts. Well, I think I may have a printing error here, unless there's a reason why it turns upside down like that. Oh, okay, so there is a reason, thank goodness. So this is actually going to be 2 districts. So the Ascendant Court is on this side, and you flip it over for the Coins district on the other side. So they're putting 2 of the districts per mini book here. And it looks like it is just the contents of the regular book. If that's not accurate, I'll make sure that I explain that when I do a full review. But we've got the docks and Eastgate. Yeah, so it goes through the entire city and also includes a booklet on walls, gates, and keeps, as well as the outskirts. And then we have a guide to the NPCs. This is broken into, it looks like a couple books. This is going to be our NPCs, A's to MO. And these are the NPCs that were included on those cards, but in handy book form, reprinted from the original version of Absalom, City of Lost Omens. And it looks like here's the remaining of those. Oh, okay, so this is our GM screen. It comes with a special GM screen specifically for City of Lost Omens. So let's see what kind of goodies we've got on here. We've got all of our DCs by levels, cover rules, a lot of the stuff you would normally need, but also some information about the military of Absalom, the different factions, the different districts, a handy map of the city in front of you, and a summary of the different districts, cost for transportation if you need to get around the city, and the different temples and gods. Let's take a look at the player-facing side of the GM screen, and pretty nice artwork. We got our Goblin Alchemist. We got Mariziel fighting a. They're in trouble. They are fighting and falling simultaneously. Not a good look for our heroes. And you know what? I think I have a moment of inspiration here. I have figured out why our cards are designed the way they are. I bet our cards have that split in them so that we can loop them over our screen here. That's why they're split like that. So the players on their side of the screen will see the NPC, and you, on your side of the screen, will see the information. I bet that's why they're folded and split like that, so that you can drape them over your screen. Alright, and this looks like the last piece of the main box. It's a folder, and inside it looks like they've got larger maps of all the different districts. So this is handy. We've got our NPC cards that reference locations, and locations reference them, and those location cards reference where they are on the map. So again, a lot of this is making things easier and more immersive for your players. It's not just yeah, you go to this place and you do your thing, but let's show you exactly where you're going, exactly what that place looks like, exactly who you're interacting with. Oh, okay, so on the back of each of these is plenty of space for you, the GM, or maybe the players, to take notes about things that occur inside of those districts. Very cool, and they all fit into this nice, neat little folder here. Alright, so that is it for the main box. Give me a second to reset, and I will open up the map tube and take a look at what's in there. Alright, so let's take a look at what is inside our giant map tube and get you a look down the barrel there. Yeah, there's a lot of maps in this set, so give me a second, I'll pull these out. Alright, I got the maps out. They are all rolled up together. So it's a lot of work to get it out of the tube, but once you do, there's a lot to go over here. I'm pretty happy to have a lot of new maps to play with. We have a map of Kortos, the Isle of Iran, the Starstone Isle. If you are playing the Extinction Curse adventure path, I know a lot of it takes place, especially in the early part, on this Isle of Iran, so that might be a good map for your players as well. Alright, we have... looks like we're going to have a really large poster-sized map of the city. Maybe the city is divided into two halves. This looks like perhaps the eastern half of it. Looks like these are single-sided maps for the most part, at least for the city districts. And then we have the western part of the city. And, okay, no, it's divided into three maps. So here's going to go onto the outskirts to the west as well. So these are three really large. I won't even guess what the size of these are. But maps that you could put together to form the entire city of Absalom. If I was doing a full campaign in the city of Absalom, I would 100% have these put together on the wall in reference to them all the time throughout the adventure. So let me get these out of the way, because we know what those are. And the remaining maps, I'm going to guess, apply to the 4 new adventures that are included in this set. So, if there's potential for you to be a player, either skip ahead or stop watching, because I don't want to spoil too much for you. But it looks like we have like a city square, well, I don't know how to say square. A banquet hall or something with pools and a fountain. And these are double-sided. And then we have a tavern. Yeah, so we have a tavern on the other side of that one. And then we have another large map. It is a fungi farm. Looks like a dungeon adventure area. These are all on standard 1-inch square grids. Besmara's Boardwalk. That's a little ominous. The goddess of piracy has a boardwalk. So I mentioned earlier, it might be fun times to go to the boardwalk and have a break from adventuring. I don't know about going to Besmara's Boardwalk, though. Alright, looks like we've got one more map for the adventures. This is a sewer dragon's lair. Sewer dragon's lair, and it kind of looks like it's inside like an opera house. Looks theatrical. Looks like there's a stage and booths for viewing, maybe. And on the other side of the map, Vorduous Torsion. Vorduous Torsion. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. That's what we have on the back. Another location, I'm assuming, for the 4 adventures. And for those of you who prefer to have all of your RPG materials in a digital format, they do provide a promo code in the box for Pathfinder Nexus that will give you access to all of the digital materials for Absalom City of Lost Omens. Now, my understanding is this is probably going to give you access to the standard materials and not the extra gold edition materials, so you're probably not going to get any of the new adventures and their maps in this new digital version, but for all of the other materials, the city districts, the NPCs, the locations, and all that, I assume will be included in this digital format. I myself am not super familiar with Pathfinder Nexus. I haven't done much with that website yet. I know it's still in alpha or early beta, but I will make sure that I check out this material and how it's presented in that platform so I can reflect on that in my upcoming review video. But yeah, there you have it. The contents in a relatively brief unboxing of a absolutely massive box set that is the Absalom City of Lost Omens Gold Edition from our friends over at Beetle and Grimm's. Like I mentioned before, I will be doing a full proper review of this product, but it's going to take me probably a week or two to fully digest and go through all the materials and read the fun adventures and all that good stuff before I give you that review. In the meantime, if you have any questions about the contents of this product, feel free to leave those in the comments area. This product, I should say, is available for sale right now on the Beetle and Grimm's website. And with that, thanks for watching, take care, and happy gaming.